All right, Ian.
Pat.
Do you remember the Super Mario Brothers Super Show?
I do.
Hey, Paisan.
Yeah, I do. I don't know
Good
if
old Captain Lou.
I don't remember it fondly, but I don't hate it either. Like, I used to like watching it when I was a kid.
Yeah, absolutely liked watching it.
Going back to it, yeah.
It's what really firmly established in the Super Mario Brothers canon that, you know, they were Brooklyn plumbers. You know? Because that preceded even the movie, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, by a couple years. I believe it was like 3 years before that, because the movie was, what, 92? And the show was like 89 about. And the cartoons were great. They started off, it was a Monday to Friday thing, and on Friday you had Legend of Zelda. And that was what a lot of people really loved. I was only on for one season, though, I believe. But then they went and it became Super Mario Brothers 3 show. And that was, I believe, then on Saturday mornings, and then it became Super Mario World. But it was the same style, same voice actors, I think, for the most part. Then they phased it out. But people love Super Mario Brothers, the cartoon. People do love it still. There's a fondness for it. And so it turns out that there's a father and son team working on a Super Mario Brothers Super Show platformer.
Yeah. So
and it's a really cool story.
This it appears to the fan game is being developed by Jesus Lopez. And this is from the Kotaku article by Zach Zweisen. It's being developed by Jesus Lopez, an animator who worked on various games, including Simpsons Tapped Out, DuckTales Remastered, and Shantae Half Genie Hero. So he's responsible for the stuff that I did like in DuckTales Remastered, the look of it, the animation, that sort of stuff. I mean, the
pedigree's there.
The problem I always had with older Way Forward games, it wasn't the graphics. They've always been beautiful, beautiful games. So he's doing it with his two young kids who are helping with artwork and programming. He's been working on the project for about 3 years. So all of the animations are hand-drawn in the style seen on the Super Show, and levels are set in locales from there. The first level of the game is set in Pasta Land, where the first episode of the show is set. Guy's still got a lot he wants to make, but you know, creating animation like this takes time. But it's just a personal project for him that he's doing to keep his, as he says, it's a fun thing for him to do in his free time with his kids. This is one of my many personal projects so I can stay sharp as an animator in the video game industry. So I don't even, as far as I can tell, you can't even get this and play it. It's just something that him and his family are doing for fun, which is really cool because it looks nice for a fan game. I mean, you can tell this guy's an animator. I mean, you can watch a video, and even the Kotaku article has just an animated GIF at the top, and you can see Mario running and jumping through the Pasta Land. And it does. It looks really good. It looks like the show.
Yeah, and you have to remember, I actually looked it up. Looks like the successive series only kept a couple of voice actors, but they recast Mario and Luigi for the Super Mario 3 and Super Mario World shows.
Okay.
I just looked that up. I didn't watch those as much, but I watched all of these. They really, I'm talking, leaned heavily into the Italian-American stereotypes and pasta on the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. So when you see all the pasta, and you literally see spaghettis on forks, you see a bunch of rigatoni and ziti's laying around. There was so many pasta puns on that show.
Yes.
That if
I love how the background is all like red and white checkerboard too.
Italian Americans don't get offended at this stuff, but it's almost like I should. It's not like the Pauly D situation that was horrible.
That's offensive.
But like
cannoli cream into people's
but think about the extent they really leaned into the stereotypes with that. But it was great. It was good fun. And remember, in this show, they were just Italians from Brooklyn, and they were, you know, hey, come on, hey, I can go for some lasagna right now. Like they said that stuff. Vinny from Vine Sauce does the best Mario show impression ever. Like he does it, like it's incredible. Check out when he talks like that. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot of love put into this. Obviously, care. This will take forever if they do a full game, like because especially if it's hand drawn. They already talk about trying to scale it down. If you watch this blew up because of Swanky Box did a YouTube video on it talking about it, and I almost didn't want to see a video on this because while I learned about it, you hope that Nintendo, you know, wouldn't be offended and try to see and do this. Well, you said it's not public though, so you know.
As far as I can tell, it's not public, and I don't think they're trying to put it out publicly.
But people would love to see a game like this.
Yeah.
The great point that I've seen made is that this is the one time from the Swiggy Box video that there are elements that were established in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show that lived on in the games later on, like Toad's voice being a big one.
Yeah.
That were established during that show, the characters' personalities, somewhat things like that. But Nintendo never acknowledges the cartoons themselves. They never talk about them. They never do anything with them, any merchandise. They've grown past it where now Mario is like this almost they try to make him a non-Italian character, even though he's definitely Italian. Now he's some like generic...
Didn't they say he's not a plumber anymore?
Well, they said he's like 24 years old.
26,
When Captain Lou was like 50 when he did this show. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
A young, sprightly,
It's like
26.
Why are you ignoring what you established in the 80s? You know, and early 90s about what Mario is. Does he look like he's not Italian to you? I mean, look at him. Anyway, so that was a very good point. This gets back to the roots of what we thought of Mario being before they made him sanitized, you want to say? By the time it got to N64,
Yeah,
he's still hey, let's go. But like they're already trying to make him non-Italian kind of and make him more cartoony and goofy at that point, even though they still had the Italian, stereotypes. But the pasta stuff was only though, seen in that cartoon though. Pasta and meatballs all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't offended. Maybe I should have been. It wasn't, Pauly D with fucking cream,
fucking shoot
cannoli cream into people's mouths
while someone dressed in a Mario fucking costume is waving the Italian flag.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
Thanks for reminding. Was that last year? Holy shit. I didn't want to fight someone as much as I wanted to in my life at that point.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a magnificent looking project. Obviously, the guy doing it has obviously a big pedigree as being an animator, so it's legit. I love in the video put out, you can actually see the line drawings of like Mario flipping in the air, and like so you see it developing like a real cartoon. They do the line drawings first, then they start filling in and developing from there. It looks fantastic. Here, it's what more to say about it. Even has like the old Koopa look of the Koopas, how they looked kind of like drones back then. They didn't actually look like turtles that much, So I guess we'll check back on this in a couple of years, and maybe they'll have a few more stages done, because this is a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
There's a reason they don't make a lot of hand-drawn, animated movies anymore. It's a ton of work to do it, and it's tough. All the frames you have to do. I think they didn't mention like you have to cut down the amount of frames of animation per movement from like in half.
Oh yeah,
because it's insane. You have
and
to
it
animate
still looks nice.
It still looks. Yeah, you can get away with it. You can do like even like 6-7 frames in a second. You don't need like 24 frames animation. It doesn't be classic Disney here. All right, well that's a feel good story that hopefully Nintendo's like, all right, lawyers, why don't you let's
keep an eye on it, but you let that family have its fun.
Pretend not to know what's happening, but yeah, if they put it out, video game, we're gonna have to slap them, but let them have their fun.
Slap them gently.
Don't ruin the kids' fun there. The 10-year-old supposedly actually doing the game coding, which is cute.
That is.
If I was 10 years old, Jesus, all I can do was like load up a game in GW Basic. It's about all I could do on the IBM XT we still had.